Perfect. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-game press conference here in Sydney, Australia, Group B for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022. France versus Australia. France beating Australia 70-57. We have coach Jean-Aimé Toupin and player Gabby Williams. First of all, Gabby, congratulations, 23 points for yourself and really inserted yourself and looked locked in. Please, could you give a few comments about the game?
I think we showed a lot of maturity. You know, we've had so many roster changes, players injured, players arriving late, myself included. And to do what we did tonight with a team so young and kind of freshly built together, I was feeding off the energy of my teammates tonight. Everyone contributed. Everyone who stepped on the court tonight did something really well. And I think that's a really good sign for France.
Thank you. And coach?
Really happy for this win because it's been a long way since we started with the team since August. So I think just like what Gabby said, like the team was really, I cannot explain how, just like as a team, we've been talking about the mindset since I started with this team here. I think the most important thing for us, what the girls showed tonight, we've been fighting, even we know we're playing in Australia, it's not something easy, so they show like a tremendous team spirit. I think this is a huge win.
Perfect, thank you. We'll now open the floor to questions in English, please. At the front. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Hi, Evan Harding, FIBA World Basketball. Gabby, with Sondra Gruder and Marine Johannes and a few others out, how much did you take it on yourself to really lead the team?
I knew I had to mentally prepare myself to be a lot more aggressive offensively. Normally I'm a player who's looking to, defensive stopper, play in transition, and search for my teammates. But I knew tonight I was going to have to look for myself a lot more, having those players out. It went well. I tried to catch my rhythm early by getting shots in transition. That way I wasn't forcing myself to take shots, knowing that I was going to need to. So luckily I found my rhythm, getting the defensive rebound, Marianne Foutoux finding me in transition. Those kinds of things is how I kind of found my aggressiveness tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else in the front also? Thank you.
Ethan Lee Chalk here from the Inner Sanctum. Coach, only one offensive rebound and letting Australia have 14 offensive boards. Is that something you need to look at and improve on continuing in the tournament?
Yeah, I didn't really understand your question. You're talking about boards?
Rebounds.
Rebound. Our rebound, offensive rebound? Yeah. Of course. We know in this game here, offensive rebound is something really important. So we've been working for that. So expecting my team, just like the other team, like if you want to missing shots to be on the boards.
Thank you. Anyone else?
G'day, Gabby. I'm Roy Ward from The Age. I wanted to know, you mentioned, you touched on the changes to the team, the difficulties getting a team together. Did this team do more than you expected tonight? Did your team take a step forward that you hadn't seen yet tonight?
I think I came into this game with almost no expectations. And I think all of us just kind of came in like, hey, we're just going to give it all. We don't know what to expect. We're playing, in Australia, Lauren Jackson's last year, Australian fans, their first game. We knew kind of everything was going to go against us. So I think we just kind of played with, we just said, hey, let's go, let's take pleasure in our game today. Let's have fun. Let's stick together. I mean, we met this morning and we just talked about no matter what happens, we keep our head high and we stick together. And I'm really proud of that. I'm not going to say I wasn't expecting it, but it feels good. I'm happily surprised, I'll say.
Thanks. Gabby, Kieran Pender from the New York Times. You mentioned Lauren. What was it like coming up against a legend of the game, returning to the game after 6 years after retirement? What was it like playing against her, and can you comment on her wider legacy?
Yeah, I mean, I got to see a bit of it playing in Seattle this summer. I got to meet her. She came to a couple games, and just seeing all that she did for the Seattle Storm as well. And that's just like, so I can only imagine what she must mean to Australia. Just hearing the way the crowd was hyped for her, everyone was here for her, just seeing kind of the salutation to her career and everything. She absolutely deserves it, the way she's grown women's basketball, not only in Australia, but in the US, all over the world as well. So happy I get to kind of be a part of it, even if it is against her. But as a fan, it's cool to see her go out this way in front of her home crowd.
Beautiful answer. Anyone else? Yep, one more in the front, please.
Gabby, just another one with obviously coming up against Ezzy as well, who's another one you play with in Seattle. What was that like, and did you give the girls any help or insight?
Yeah, of course. I mean, playing all the players in Australia I'm pretty familiar with, playing WNBA, playing with them overseas, playing with Steph Talbot and Ezzy. Yeah, of course. Everyone who's in this competition is doing that to some extent. Yeah, I know some of their tendencies. They know my tendencies. Steph Talbot got a lot of good stops on me tonight. And I just kept thinking in my head, like, damn, like she knows what I like to do, like what I like to do. So that's going to be evident throughout the whole tournament with all the teams.
Perfect. Thank you. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's the end of part 1 of the press conference. Okay, welcome back to the second part of the post-game press conference. We're now joined with head coach Sandy Brondello and player Beck Allen. Sandy, please may you give us your opening comments about the game.
Yeah, well, obviously disappointed. It's not the way that we wanted to start off, but credit to France. I thought they really played very physical. They took us out of a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do, and we didn't respond in the right way. I didn't think we were aggressive enough at the start, and it just took us out, and offensively we couldn't get any flow. We shot the ball really poorly, so you can't shoot 28% and expect to win. Gabby Williams was great, but I thought they just were able to move the ball and get little high percentage shots than what we did.
Thank you. And Beck?
I mean, yeah, I have to repeat all of that. Obviously, it's disappointing for us to not to get that first win. But I mean, we're just going to have to bounce back for the next game. That's how tournament style is. We've got tomorrow, and it's going to be a whole different ball game than what we experienced today.
Thank you. Now opening the floor to questions.
G'day, Sandy. Roy Ward from The Age. Are you disappointed in the margin, the way it went out to, I think, 13 points at the end in such a tight group? And offensively, you said the physicality and defence was tough. What can the girls do to get on top of that next game?
Yeah, look, obviously we spoke about keeping the margin as small as we could, and we had some looks, and we just, had some fouls where we had a little bit more discipline there. Something, it's always a learning thing. But, their physicality, we've got to do the little things well. I didn't think we got out, our stops didn't get us in transition. We didn't get really easy baskets to get some confidence here. I didn't think we moved the ball and we're quick to the next action and everything that we speak about every day in practice. Not sure why, but it's something that, they're all controllables. We've just got to respond. It's how we respond in the right way now. Be disappointed, but what are we going to do about it? We allowed them to take us out of what we wanted to do with their aggressiveness, and we're a better team than what we showed tonight, and that's the onus now is focus, making sure we're ready to beat Mali.
Just a quick follow-up. With Sammy Whitcomb at point guard, she couldn't get many shots off tonight. Is there ways you can find to get her free and sort of give her opportunity to get some shots off?
Yeah, I mean, we need her to score the basket, but she never really got a lot of open looks here. Credit to their defence and up and in. Even when she had separation, we got hit, they'd switch it, and that's a big body there, and tried to go downhill. She got to the foul line early, but, maybe get her off ball a little bit. We talked about that, and, get her some off-ball action and then playing out of that second and third touch out of movement. But yeah, obviously we need more scorers than just Beck and double figures.
Hi, Paul from FIBA. You've spoken a lot about the basketball adjustments that you can make, but we know it's not just about the physical and the technical side. What kind of mental impact do you think this is going to have on the players, and maybe the pressure getting cranked up if you don't get good starts in the next games?
Yeah, look, they're all professional athletes. We've all been in situations like this. We all want to play well. It's a home World Cup. I mean, that goes without saying. That's why I said to players, it's like you've got to learn and you've got to move forward. We've got to stay in the moment, because we've got to control, and the only thing we can control is the next game. But we've got to come with a little bit more energy and execution at both ends of the floor, and we need, they got to stay confident. The mental part, I mean, hopefully I try and it's a long tournament. You can't get too high or too low. They hear that from me a lot. And I'll keep repeating that, but we just got to come ready to play, and hopefully it'll be a better game tomorrow.
Hi, Sandy. Lockie France from the Pick and Roll. You gave up almost 90 points to the same team just a week ago and only 70 today. Were you impressed with the defence, and what specific changes did you make following that game last Friday?
Yeah, look, to be quite honest, I didn't think our defence was great. I was a bit mad at them in the first quarter because Gabby Williams had 12 points. I didn't think we would have had toughness. We were supposed to not being so passive on the pick and rolls. The posts were never at the screen. So, we got to make sure we're locked in. Their movement, we've got to, we needed to play with a little bit more sense of urgency. But for some parts we played really good defence. When we started getting aggressive and a little bit more disruptive, that was more effective for us. But then they made some big shots at the end of a shot clock too. So, so they played well, but, defence was an issue, but we need defence to create some easy baskets and offence was a real struggle for us tonight. And, credit to them. They they executed us really well, and no one really could get going other than, Beck's got some good looks, and we need more.
Hey, Sandy, Jasper from AAP. What was the thinking with benching Lauren for that whole third quarter?
Yeah, I think it was more about defensively. They were putting her in a lot of pick and rolls. So, I mean, had to take, what am I going to do? Are we going to make this a defensive game or offensive? And Lauren's, we know she doesn't have the same mobility. But, put her back in there. I was trying to get some offense going near the end there and see what we could get. But, I put Tolo in there, and I thought Tolo had really good minutes. So, I went with what was working at the time. But Lauren will get, obviously, other opportunities as we move forward.
We have time for 2 more questions. Yeah.
Sandy, Amanda Shalala, ABC. In terms of Ezzy, can you just talk about, how you felt she probably didn't make quite the impact that you would have liked?
Yeah, Ezzy's an athlete for us, but I thought they played her well. They knew, kept her out, and they congested her and crowded her as much as she can when she got into the paint, and really had no openings for her. And even trying to post her up, but that was difficult because their aggressiveness, we couldn't even get the ball inside. But look, Ezzy will bounce back. I mean, I think it will start from us just getting easy baskets in transition for her. She runs well, and we've got to do a better job of, passing it ahead and getting her those easy ones to get a little bit more confidence.
Thank you. One in the middle, please, Mike. Oh, thank you.
Coach, Kieran Pender from the New York Times. Lauren Jackson's return to the game. Can you comment on how that was the moment for the team and what you're hoping to get out of her in the games ahead?
Yeah, look, amazing comeback for Lauren, to be quite honest. A year ago, and she probably wasn't in great shape, but she had determination and discipline, and she got back onto the court. Now, we always said it's not the same Lauren Jackson. I thought tonight the physicality, that kind of, she handles the physicality. It was more of their aggressiveness on offense, putting her in pick and rolls a fair bit and attacking her downhill. We've got to try and get her some open looks. We've got some plays. She got that 3 for us. We put her on back to basket. She's a big body for us. But, I'm proud of Lauren for what she's achieved. And, this doesn't change her legacy at all because, she is one of the greatest players of all time. But, I think Lauren's going to get better and better with more games that we play.
And final question in the front, please.
Hi, Sandy. Ethan Lee Chalky from the Inner Sanctum. Tomorrow up against Mali, what are you expecting from them?
A fast game. I think they're very athletic. They're very aggressive. They're going to put a lot of pressure on us. So we have to be ready. It's probably a different look to France. Probably not as much sets and moving around. It's one-on-one defence, transition defence, and then, hopefully that we can exploit them on the offensive end and get some rhythm going as we build throughout this tournament.
Well, thank you, everyone. That will conclude the press conference.